Whoever's listening, hi. If you hear wobbling,
Yeah,
you didn't.
This is our first episode, so we literally just thought about this yesterday, and we were like, "Okay, we're gonna do a podcast," and then literally today we're just like, "All right, let's do it." Like, we don't really have any preparation. Let's just do it.
Let's do it.
'Cause,
the
like-
hardest part is starting it.
Yeah, because sometimes, exactly. I was
Yeah.
literally just gonna say it. Like, once you start it, then like you get the ball rolling. But
Yeah.
if we just keep putting it off, then it's not.
No, for real. So we have a working title, which is called A
Couple Queers. Because we're a couple.
Yes.
And we're queer and we're lesbian and we're
Yes.
married and
we're neurodivergent.
It's
It's just honestly all around just happy queer family.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes not happy, but we're happy together.
And here's Willow.
Willow is right here.
Willow is next to us. That is our lovely, beautiful cat. And she's also our third soulmate. Like,
yes.
Lauren and I, first of all, my name is KEARA, if you don't know me.
Good girl. Hi. Oh, your elbow.
Okay,
should we start over?
we should introduce, no, we should just introduce ourselves in case people haven't heard of us before. My name is KEARA Graves.
And I'm LAVREN.
Yeah. And like I said, we're married and we're gay.
Yeah.
So
We've been married since 2020. We met in March of 2019 in the good old place of LA, Los Angeles, on a whim through other YouTuber named Georgia Bridgers. If you know of her, we love her.
she's
We
also
love her so much.
she's also a TikToker, so you follow her on TikTok.
Yes.
But yeah. And now we live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So yeah, Lauren is not from here. I'm from
No.
here. But Natalie.
Natalie. Okay, so if you hear us say Natalie, it's terms for gnat. Kira's dealing with some fungus gnats in their plants that they have been stressed about for quite a while now.
No one really cares though.
I care.
You do.
Yeah.
They're getting better though.
They are getting better. They are getting better. No, it's literally like we're done. Like, we're over them. Like, we provided a safe space for them, but it's time for them to go back wherever they came from.
Exactly.
If that's in our pipes, go back. If that is outside, kindly return. Because it's affecting the mental health and it's affecting the plants. So
sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, gnats.
I wake up to a gnat in my face every morning.
That's
actually.
cute. That's so cute.
It's kind of cute. Natalie says hi.
She's waking you up in the morning. She's your alarm clock.
Yeah. So now we call them Natalie's because I don't like, I haven't been liking the word fungus and gnats together.
And the amount I've talked about it has just been like, I've just been like learning so much about it and like info dumping to Lauren, and you're sick.
Which I love.
You're sick of it.
No, I love when you
No,
info
you're
dump
sick of
to
it.
me. I'm sick of hearing the word fungus and the word gnats. But if you say Natalie, it's different.
Okay.
You know, if you're like, oh my gosh, like I found a cure to the Natalies, I'd be like, oh my God. It's like, if your name's Natalie,
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. So we're talking about how we met through our fellow friend Georgia in LA.
Love her.
Lauren is from
Ohio,
United States. I am from Toronto, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren moved to a different country to be with me.
I did.
And I think that's really pure and awesome and like very like, oh shit, like you're willing to immigrate.
You're the one, baby.
For me, like,
of course.
Yeah. So
of course.
Fun fact is that Lauren got their work visa a month before the COVID-19 lockdown.
Which is crazy because when I applied for the work permit, they were like, it could take 2 or 3 months for you to get approved. And I got approved 4 days after I like submitted my application, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Like they said they were going to take a long time. And so then I was like, okay, so something weird's happening. Like I had a feeling. And before I got approved, KEARA was like, oh, when do you want to move up? Like, when do you think you're going to move up? And I was like, honestly, I think I said April. And you were thinking it would be like June or something.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being like way earlier.
January, February?
I ended up moving mid-February.
Yeah.
Like at the end of February.
And we moved in with my mom.
Love her though.
Okay, love her if you're watching this.
her.
We love you, KDG. But that was an interesting time. Like Lauren moving up into a 2-bedroom apartment in Toronto with my mom. And then the lockdown happened. So we were all just like cooped up in this apartment together, drinking wine every night, like creating Tinder profiles for my mom.
Oh.
It was very fun, but chaotic and a lot.
It was a lot. But if it would have taken 2 to 3 months for me to get my visa, I would not have came up before the pandy. And that also meant that I wouldn't have seen KEARA for 2 years because the borders closed.
The borders were literally closed, guys. Well, you know that.
So it was like fucking divine timing
Crazy
that
timing.
I got my permit so quickly. And I was like, okay, I'm moving up next month. And
Yeah.
KEARA was like, okay.
Okay.
Like you were like, okay, let's do it.
Let's
like
fucking do it. Let's go.
Like the sooner the better, because we were long distance and we were tired of like traveling, and we so luckily had the privilege to be able to see each other twice a month. But like a lot of people don't get to do that. So we were like, okay, well, it's time to break it. It's time to break the distance.
Yep.
And here we are.
And that year in November, we got married.
Mm-hmm. And we got this cute little one in
April. And we rescued her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny. Okay. We were so scared. Everyone was so scared of like, how do you catch this virus? Blah, 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 blah. And we thought that like Willow's coat would have the virus on it. So we made them at the shelter like wipe her down with a wet cloth before adopting her. And I feel so bad because we were so anxious. We're like, oh, this is going to get rid of the virus if it's on her. Poor thing was like a little drowned rat when we like picked her up from the Humane Society.
No.
But she, oh my gosh, like she has grown so much. She is so much more comfortable, feels so much safer. Like adopting her was such a good decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we've seen her grow.
There was like, so to put into perspective, if you are into astrology, there were 3 female Tauruses living in one household in a 750-foot apartment, square foot apartment. And so we're all stubborn.
It was a lot.
And I was like, we need something to break the ice. Like not break the ice, but break the tension. Because also like everyone was like, had so much more anxiety.
Yeah.
That was like you and your mom's like worst fear.
Literally.
And
my mom and I both have always had health anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally like specific anxiety upon like our health and getting sick. So this was like literally our worst nightmare, me and my mom's. And like Lauren was like kind of calm throughout. Like I know you probably weren't calm, but like you were staying calm for us.
Yeah, I just like back then like I wasn't really in tune with like my anxieties and like what gives me anxiety and stuff. Like after a while, like it definitely started to affect me, like the anxiety of the planet. But in that moment, I was like, la la la, like I'm just gonna like.
And getting Willow really helped.
Yeah, so I was like, I was like, do y'all want a cat? Because like I will take care of the cat. I was like, I will take care of her. You guys don't need to do anything. And KEARA was like, well, it's going to be our cat. So, like, I'll help take care of her. And I was like, okay. And your mom was like, if I don't have to feed her or do anything and I just have to pet her, yes. And I was like, okay, period.
Yeah.
So, we got Willow in April, and she has moved with us to 3 different places. And we are currently in our 3rd place. They're all amazing. But this one actually is starting to feel really like home.
Yeah, this is like our first home, like our first house. Because, like, we've just lived in, like, condos and apartments and stuff, which were great. And I'm grateful for each and every one of them. But we finally, like this year, moved into a house. And it's just like so cozy.
It is. It's really coming together now.
And we're just like slowly decorating. And
I feel like this year we've really discovered who we are as people as well and what we really value in life. And we've been really like prioritizing our mental health and stuff. And which is crazy because so today we were out shopping, like thrifting, and KEARA tried on these red pants. And I was like, oh my God, like those are so cute. They were too big on them. So I was like, I'll try them because your girl has hips. And I tried them on and I knew that they would look good on me when I saw them on KEARA because they're more of a boxy fit. And they were like cargo red pants, like really cool. And I had been like manifesting, like, I want comfortable pants that aren't sweatpants because I wear sweatpants 24/7. But like sometimes you have to like kind of dress nicer. Even if I don't want to, but like I kind of have to depending on where I'm going. So I was like, I need something comfortable. And so I tried them on and it was the weirdest thing happened that I looked in the mirror and it looked like I was wearing snowboarding pants and that my legs were like so big. And I was like, this is fucking with my head. And I was like, KEARA, can you take a picture? And then KEARA took a picture of me and I was like, whoa, wait, they actually look good. Like I saw myself differently in a picture. And then we started talking about like, I'm a masc lesbian. I say masc lesbian. Like labels are like whatever you want them to be. But like I'm a masc lesbian with like feminine energy, like sassy or whatever.
girly pop masc.
Like,
I think Lauren coined that. Maybe they didn't, but I wanna.
no, I can't coin that. Someone commented, like called me a girly pop mask, and then I took it and ran with it. So
Okay.
it was not me.
Okay.
I forget who that user
But you
was,
you took it and ran with it.
I did.
Hashtag girly pop mask on TikTok and you'll see what's up LAVREN.
That's so true. And so we started chatting about the masc lesbian like body stereotypes and like I have to burp. And how I feel like when I started to become a masc lesbian, I felt like I needed to hide my boobs. I felt like I needed to hide my hips. I felt like I needed to work out and get this like really strong, like athletic physique that like kind of represents like the male like or men like stereotype of bodies. And yeah, so we were kind of like just diving into that.
Yeah, I think like probably what you were experiencing in the dressing room was body dysmorphia,
100%.
which is something that I struggle with. I grew up a competitive dancer, and so that fucked with my head. And growing up being a model, like a child model, plus growing up in the early 2000s, like it just layers and layers and layers.
Yeah.
Like we were all conditioned at a young age to hate our bodies. And so it's like whether you're a masc lesbian, whether you're, feminine presenting, doesn't matter. Like we all struggle with hating our bodies. Like literally, like even people who are like, I don't know, like working on their bodies, a lot of them still hate their bodies.
Yeah.
Like fitness culture, diet culture, they're like, oh, I feel so much better that like now I've changed my body. But it's like that is rooted in self-hatred. That is rooted in not liking yourself and wanting to change yourself.
Not thinking you're like good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
With how your body is naturally being.
Yeah.
And even like sometimes like if you like are like eating healthy and like, like whatever, if your body starts to do something, like it's definitely like it's telling you something. And then that can make you look into it more.
It's not trying to sabotage you.
No. And it's just like trying to like tell you what's up. And like I was just like thinking about how when I put those pants on, I was like, okay, they kind of hide my hips, but at the same time my legs look huge. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with that? And why do I feel the need that I need to hide my hips? Like, I feel like a lot of the times, masc lesbians, it's not, like, in my opinion, it's not talked about enough about how we're constantly, like, trying to like fight between the stereotypes of like men and women's like stereotypes, like body stereotypes. Like we're trying to look masculine enough to be like more air quotes manly, but we're also trying to still look feminine so people know that we're still a woman. So it's like I feel like it's just a constant battle for me. I can't speak on behalf of all masc lesbians, but like for me to like figure out like what my body naturally wants to look like and like accept that. And I really try, like some days are better than others. Like some days I'm like, fuck yeah, like I'm not gonna wear a bra. I'm gonna let my tits hang out in this masc outfit and I feel hot as fuck and I'm gonna shake my booty and like all of this stuff. And I like that my hips are showing. Sometimes that one's hard to deal with, but today I was just like, oh, like this is hard. This is a hard time today.
I want you to know that like feeling this way is not bad. Like this is like, you know, the worst thing we can do is be like, get mad at ourselves for getting mad at ourselves. Like
right.
Getting mad that we're hating ourselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, like the best thing is to just like accept it and be like, I feel weird about my body today.
Yeah.
And that's just what's gonna vibe with me for a while. And then it goes away.
It does. It's already starting to go away since like I talked about it like with you and it was happening and like now
That's
and like
good.
stuff like that. So it's getting a bit better. When I first started dressing like a masc lesbian and how I want to dress, I saw myself chasing a physique that I would never achieve. And what I mean by that is like I wanted a six-pack.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted such defined arms. But I have always had a cute little like fat pouch at the bottom of my belly, and that was never going away.
Which most AFAB people have, by the way.
Yes, it's very natural.
It's normal and healthy.
Yes. But back then, well, I grew up playing soccer like my whole life too. So I was like, oh, like I was trying to get a six-pack when I was playing soccer too. Never happened. And like I wanted my arms to be defined because I wanted to wear like tight button-ups that like, you know, like how men's arms can like pop out of the shirts and they look hot and sexy and like not bodybuilder-esque like physique, but like, you know, like fit.
A gym bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a guy who goes to the gym.
Yeah, and I constantly see other masc lesbians like kind of dealing with the same emotions, and I feel like that's something that needs to be talked about, how we don't one body type that fits one person will probably never work for another person because each person's body type is different.
Yeah, it's like genetics.
Exactly.
We can't just like change our genetics overnight.
Exactly. It's like you're going in and you have like hair inspo and then you cut your hair like you see someone else having it, but it looks completely different on you. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing for like trying to change your body to look like someone else because they have completely different genes.
Yeah.
And I've came to the conclusion that like I'm not going to have a six-pack and my arms aren't going to be as like defined as like I always wanted them to be. And it takes so much more energy to like try to get that like body type than to just exist and accept it.
Period.
You know what I mean?
Period.
It takes so much more energy.
It takes so much energy and it's also like rooted in negativity towards yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like any action you do that's rooted in self-hatred, you're going to seed more of that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to really pay attention to my intentions before I do things. Like, for example, not to like switch the conversation over to me, but
no, like relate. Yeah, you can say
I'm just
how
trying
you
to
relate to it and stuff.
Yeah, so yesterday I actually fell into an old ED habit. I woke up feeling shitty about my body and I had yoga at noon. And I was like, okay, I'm going to walk to yoga and I'm going to walk back, which is about like a 30-minute walk, 25, 30-minute walk, because I felt like I didn't look good and I needed to lose fat. Which like rationally, it's like you're not just gonna like lose your body fat from doing one walk.
Right.
But
no, I feel that. It's like, why after one workout
Yeah.
are my arms not like swole as fuck?
Yeah.
Like
How come-
what? Like, why do our brains think like that?
I know. It's ridiculous. So I was like, okay, so I was intending to walk to yoga, but then it was too late. I couldn't walk to yoga. I was going to be late. So Lauren had to drive me. And I was like, fuck, okay, like there goes my plan. And then I was going to walk back. I did walk back, but it was raining. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to like make the most out of this. I'm going to like grab a coffee and I'm going to dance in the rain and I'm going to like
just dancing.
Yeah, I'm just going to dance in the rain, take my time, like not like speed walk like a crazy person because I want to like lose weight. I'm just going to like walk at a good pace for me. And so anyways, that was like the universe being like, bitch, you are not going to go back into that habit. Like, bitch, you come so far. You are not.
That's so good that you caught that.
Thanks.
Like you caught that in the action.
Yeah.
Because I remember you were like, I'm going to walk. And I looked at the time and I was like, you got to leave now if you're going to walk. And I was like getting ready because I was going to like walk dogs. And I was like, and I'm like, they're still in the bathroom getting ready.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, can you drive me?
Yeah, I was
and
like, sorry, I need you to drive me.
Yeah, like the universe said so. But that's so, it's okay. I think another thing we need to stress is like, it's okay if you fall back into old patterns.
Yeah.
Because it's not linear. Like sometimes we like fall back into those patterns to like lift ourselves up even more than we were before.
That's a good point.
You know?
Yeah. Humans always want things to change overnight because we want like instant gratification, instant reward, but it doesn't work like that. Like you can't just snap your fingers and like love your body. You know what I mean? I wish.
No, for real.
I wish. But it's just like it's such a long journey. And like even after, I don't know, I feel like I've been like actively trying to heal like my body image and recover from like disordered eating and stuff for like 2 years. And it's still going on. But I've like allowed my body to have more freedom to just exist. So that's good.
Yeah, that's
Like-
that's like the thing that like everyone wants,
Yeah.
right? Or like not everyone, but like people who are recovering, like they're like, I just want to like love my body. I just want it to exist.
Yeah, or even just feel like neutral about it. Like I just
Yes.
wanted to feel neutral about it. Like I'm like, okay, like loving my body isn't necessarily like achievable right now.
Okay, true, yeah.
So what about just feeling like neutral? I read this really good book called Body Neutral. Forget the author. But yeah, anyways, great book that talks about like how like body neutrality is like the goal versus like body positivity. Cause sometimes it can be like too toxic to be like, oh, you have to feel like so positive about your body like all the time.
That's so true.
And it's like, that's really hard for most people. So what if we just like are just chilling with our bodies? Like what if we just like let them do their thing? And also there's so much wisdom in our bodies. Like I always forget about the fact that like our body is performing so many functions for us every single day without us asking it to.
Every moment,
every second. I am reading an amazing book right now, and it's called Spontaneous Evolution. And I read the part in the book today that said there's 30 trillion cells in our body, and each one of those cells are biologically a biological and functional match to a miniature human being.
That's crazy.
Like, take that in. Like, there are 30 trillion miniature humans inside of our one human body. That means they all have to like symbiotically exist together and co-create and upkeep our health every single moment of the day.
That's a lot. I feel like that's like another big reason why we need to be so gentle with ourselves.
Yeah. And they react, every single cell reacts to external stimuli. Like that's what triggers it to start creating proteins and like creating like action is like external, like environmental stimuli. So, if the stimuli is, I hate myself, so I'm going to go do a workout. The cells are like, oh, I guess we hate ourselves. Let's start acting up. Like, let's start acting as if we should be hated and we're not good.
Damn.
Like, every thought we think and every word we speak is either pushing us into good health or into dysfunction.
Wow. Yeah, because a lot of the times, like say you take anxiety, for example, that like say you're like, oh my God, like something's wrong with me. This happened to me. I felt like my shoulder was dislocated one time and I was like, oh my God, like, babe, we need to go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital. They did an x-ray. They checked it out. There was nothing wrong with it. No pulled muscles, nothing. And I think that goes to show how much anxiety can like cause, which is like kind of what you were saying, like that started from something of me, like I don't know what it was. Like maybe I was most likely criticizing my body, and then it manifests into being like something really painful in my shoulder, and I didn't know what it was, and that made me even more anxious, which made it hurt even more. So it's like a chain of events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's just, it's so important it's important to me at least, and I know it's important to you too, to work on healing those subconscious patterns that we've been conditioned from a young age, that we are ugly, we are worthless, we are not good enough. I think the majority of human beings on this planet, like at some point as a child, picked up that programming, because from the age of gestation to age 6, those are our most formative years. And so every single thing we heard, saw, felt,
Which was a lot of things,
etc., was subconsciously programming our minds. And so there's like our subconscious mind is just replaying these in the background when we are not even aware. And our subconscious mind actually like controls 95% of our life. Our conscious mind only controls about 5% of our lives. Isn't that insane?
That's crazy. That's hard to like take in.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like that's a lot.
I know. I'm sorry. I just read it in my book. I'm just word vomiting right now.
No, yeah, word vomit.
It's interesting.
Please.
It's so
it's really interesting.
So subconscious like patterns, like going back to, like you in the dressing room.
Right. It fucking like looped back to when I was younger. I dressed like a masc lesbian. I wore basketball shorts, t-shirts. My favorite shirt was a SpongeBob shirt, that glow in the dark, and I don't know where it went, and I want another one. I would do like monochrome, like all red basketball shorts, like Under Armour shirts, like all this, not sponsored. And
but sponsor us if you want.
For real. And I was told by a lot of people in my life that girls aren't supposed to dress like that. And you need to start wearing more dresses and like all of this stuff that now when I put on like a lot of masc clothing, I'm like, I am critiquing myself. So it's definitely like that is also rooted in, because the main cause of like people telling me like, oh, like you're not supposed to dress like that, you're a little girl. It's telling me like, oh, I guess I'm like not good enough because like I don't want to dress like the other girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that was definitely like the subconscious thought that was going on in my head, because whenever I catch myself feeling like I need to change my body or reach a certain point, like a more like male or like cis man like physique, I notice like, oh, I'm not thinking that my body is good enough at this point. And so then I try my best to like just go journal and like just like let it out, or like do mirror work, which is really hard when you're in one of those mindsets because you're really critiquing yourself so much. But yeah, it was definitely rooted in not feeling good enough because I was definitely told when I was younger that my style was not what it was supposed to be.
Aww.
Yeah, it's weird to unpack that, but at the same time, I'm so proud of my younger self because she kept dressing like that.
Slay.
Up until, I want to say, mid high school. Mid high school is when I started to do more femme stuff to like blend in. Because on top of that, like I am autistic and have ADHD. And so like I felt like I was standing out too much and I felt like I needed to like blend in more. So I started dressing more feminine that way. But it was only until right before I met you that I started dressing more masc again. And that was when I really started connecting with my inner child because I was like, oh, these clothes are so comfy.
Yeah.
And they're so comforting. And that's what I wanted when I was little. And like all those people that told me like, no, you're not supposed to dress like that. You know what? I'm going to dress however the fuck I want.
Middle fingers.
My
bitches.
body's going to look however the fuck it wants. And these clothes.
Period.
And I'm like, I'm tired of chasing a physique that I know will never work for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck. Yeah. And on my side of things, like, I feel like the beauty standard for women nowadays is like, and I made a TikTok and an Instagram reel about this, is like, we must look like a teenage girl, like a young, like, girl that doesn't have hips, that doesn't have like a tummy, that doesn't have like, why is society forcing this like young aesthetic for even adult women? It's not normal. It's not natural. It's weird. It's fucked up. It's like, as we get older, as female born people, our bodies change. And people even say that there's like a second puberty in your like mid-20s.
100%, because I think our bodies, like from what I know, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, so if this is wrong, like I don't know what to say. But our bodies prepare to, like, there's this thing called like our evolution clock or whatever. So like AFAB people, our bodies are preparing to like have children.
Yeah.
Which means like our hips will widen. Like, I got big hips.
Our like, like our lower belly, like our bodies are like storing, you know, extra nutrients, extra fat, whatever, like for a potential baby, right?
I also noticed like when I started gaining more weight, it also had to do with me being in fight or flight mode, that my body was subconsciously like storing nutrients and stuff because like I felt like I was not safe.
Unsafe, yeah.
And that I needed to be in survival mode. I noticed that happened when the pandemic happened. When that was happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. And then when I started feeling like more safer, my body started like, again, it changed to like how it looks now, which is how it's supposed to look.
That's also so like, that's such a good example of like how your inner landscape changes your outer appearance and your outer landscape. Like how you're feeling on the inside is, it reflects on the outside and vice versa.
It's so true.
Yeah. Damn. Daniel. Good chats, babe.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm over the masc lesbian stereotype. I'm over it. Like, I am ready to just let my body do what it wants to do. I'm going to work out when I feel like I have so much excess energy that I need to get out. Like, I'm done trying to change my body to fit a physique that will never work for me, that may be working for another masc lesbian. Like, I'm done, like, trying to look like a gym bro. Like, and if you are a gym bro, like, lesbian, like, Good for you. Like, salutes to you.
If that's what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like for me, I'm like, I I need to just like let my body do what it's doing because guess what? I ate 3 meals today. Well, I'm going to.
Well, we will. We haven't had dinner yet, but we're planning on it.
And that's awesome. And when I was
yeah.
trying to change my body to look like this stereotype of masc lesbians, which is like fit, no boobs, like all of this stuff, I was like skipping like lunch. You know what I mean? And that's not good for my body.
I get that.
So I'm over the stereotype and I'm ready to just fucking be me.
Fuck yeah, babe.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yes.
Ugh.
If I don't feel like wearing a bra, I'm not gonna wear a bra.
No.
Like, no.
There's nothing wrong with my body. Fat is not a dirty word. If my body tells me something, I will make sure it is heard. If my body is a vessel, I will give it what it needs. I will not betray my body no matter what they think of me.
Snaps and claps to that. What song was that so people know?
That song is Diet Culture by Brie, which is spelled B-R-Y-E.
Amazing
She's
artist.
awesome. I fucking love her.
She is awesome.
Also, another good one is my body's my body, all through me and of me. Oh God, what an honor to see her, to know her, to love her. Ooh. And that one is called My Body is My Body by Tessa Violet and Brie as well.
I love that one.
So, little song break.
Yes. You're also a masc lesbian now.
You
You dressed femme for like the first time like the other night.
I don't really like to label my presentation anymore. I'm just vibing. Like, yeah, I'm masked.
Okay, true.
I'm femme. I'm literally everything. Like,
Slay.
anything you want to label me, yeah, I'm a masc lesbian. Yeah, I'm this. Yeah, I'm that. I just don't care. I'm just everything.
We always go, I'm mask for mask.
We're so mask for mask.
We are mask for
Fuck
mask.
yeah. Hot. So hot. Well, I see that my camera is overheating soon.
Yeah, I feel like that was the first episode. Getting down to the nitty-gritty of my mind and the masc lesbian stereotype.
Yeah. Yo, let us know what else you want us to talk about on this podcast. If you want to see more of me and Lauren, my Instagram is at KEARA Graves. My TikTok is at KEARA.Graves. And Lauren's?
My Instagram and TikTok are both What's Up LAVREN.
Subscribe to our new YouTube channel.
We're so excited for this new journey. Yeah! We love yapping. We were literally last night, we smoked a little J.
Good.
And we just started yapping.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we were like, why don't we do a podcast?
We're like, we should be recording this.
Yeah.
Which we did, actually.
We did.
But it's on a voice memo. It's not good quality. But anyways.
No. I love you.
I love you too. And you're doing so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So are you.
You're doing so
We're
good,
doing
baby.
so good.
And you all are doing amazing too.
You're doing really good. And I'm so proud of you. Like you listening and you, KEARA, and me and Willow. And it's so important to take care of ourselves, especially our mental health, because our inside reflects our outside.
Yeah.
And I hope you find something to do today to treat yourself. That could literally be going on a walk. It could be journaling. It could be having a delicious meal.
Having dessert. Chocolate.
Ooh,
chips.
we should go on an ice cream date
Yeah,
tonight.
we should.
Okay, Slay. Thank God.
Okay.
I'm always down for ice cream.
Comment down below what you're going to treat yourself to today.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
Because you deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
You fucking
deserve
it.
It could even be just like resting.
Yeah.
Like laying in bed and watching Netflix. Like that is like such a treat to yourself to just be able to relax.
Yeah.
I hope you have a beautiful day.
Have an awesome day.
And thank you for listening to A Couple Queers, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Love you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Mwah.